what's the service into it, like the electricity?
Yeah, let's figure it out.
It has
I have a flashlight.
It's only one bedroom? It's only one bedroom?
It's
Right.
two.
2 bedroom, 1 bathroom.
Yeah.
Two bedroom?
One bathroom. That's how a lot of these are in here. They're just little boxes.
So let's check out the basement first.
Sure. Somebody just abandoned all this stuff?
No, they're in the process of moving out.
Gotcha.
So the first crack you can see daylight through. I don't know if you can see.
Over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't look ideal. This is a funny breaker. But it's a 100 amp main. I mean, this is like trillionth. Oh, it says square D, but these are like these breakers are super weird. Which just means that you'd be.
Oh, what kind of breaker box is that?
It's a square D, but it has these are the breakers.
Never seen one of those ever.
It says it has a 100 amp service coming in, which means that you can replace this without a lot of difficulty. But yeah, this stuff. I mean, I think your main thing with this is it still moving or not? If it's not moving anymore, then you can backplaster the outside, closed cell polyurethane insulation on the inside, and it's like good forever. If it's still moving, then you just got to figure out what's going on with that.
Well, I don't think that they've had gutters on this house for like years. So
Really?
yeah, and I mean, like there was stuff growing out of them yesterday, and I think they just cleaned them out. And you can see the gutters that they do. We'll go look, but you can see the gutters they do have are like going nowhere and like pointing straight down and stuff like that.
So could be some groundwater stuff. It's really nice to have such a deep basement, though.
yeah, at least you can see what's happening.
Yeah. These ducts are all wrapped in asbestos.
They are.
Yeah, which doesn't really matter. Just leave it there. But I mean, unless you plan on doing like something crazy like geothermal or something, but I just keep using what's here, and then you don't have to do anything with it.
Yeah. I don't actually know where that goes to because there's nothing above that.
This is the kitchen sink, isn't it? And the hot and cold water, and then the drink.
Oh, right. We're into the kitchen. That's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, this shows definite evidence of stuff, but...
What do you mean, like leaking?
Yeah, but honestly, it's just... Even if you repiped all this, having a big, juicy basement is like...
Yeah. Yeah.
You're making your life way easier. Like, if you were gonna... Presumably, you're gonna buy this for rental?
Oh, yeah. We're buying all 3 for rental.
Yeah.
We're going to, like, get into the market with 3.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, these are 3 little bungalows. I don't know what the third one is. These 2. And they have stable tenant base all day long.
Yeah, we're
You
right
wanna make
behind...
it maintenance. Like, if this were me and you had some capital to put into it,
Yeah, we do. We have a little bit.
I would start over with this stuff. Like, you don't want service calls. You want a house that doesn't
That it
have
never...
high
Yeah.
operating costs.
Yeah.
So even though this, like, might not be leaking, this is galvanized pipe. It's probably down to, like, this much flow.
Yeah.
You could just pipe it, you know, like, replace it all in PEX.
Yeah.
Let's look at the water and see
So check out this crack over here.
this one here.
Yeah, this one seems like it's the worst of the 2 because you have an actual, like, plane change. Like, this has gone out.
Yeah. Yeah, we should look from the outside too and see if you can see the wall is like crazy heaved. But I mean, you're also making contact on all these, and that one might not be making contact anymore, but
Oh, I see what you're saying. That might have gone down a little bit.
it might have. I mean, honestly, you could rewire this house. This too.
Yeah, because you have...
Looks like everything's grounded. You've got 2x8, 16 on the center. I mean, it's not like it obviously it wasn't a like shittily built thing.
Well,
There's the gas line. But yeah, like you said, it might have just been.
here's a preview of the gutter work.
Ooh, yeah, gotta love that.
Yeah. So then this is just like he's just using that as storage, but I think it was the old coal.
Yeah.
I didn't look too closely, but here's a flashlight if you want to. Anything of note in there?
No, not really. Just seems like
This house has both houses are using window units, and
even though there's this in here.
even though there's this, which to me, every year having someone want you to pull the like window units in and out, it's just like another thing to.
I would say it's really a rent trade-off too, because yeah, if you scrap this out, put an air conditioner in it, run a line set through the wall, you'll have to put a condenser outside.
Yeah.
But it's going to be worth your while because it'll command better rent. You can see through this one too.
You can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's the bathtub. So somebody's repiped a lot of this house, at least for the drains.
Yeah. It's kind of funky stuff going on up there.
Yeah, it's dry. It's an old cast iron tub. I mean, it's going to be dreadful getting that out of there.
Well, it's not going anywhere.
No, it should last 100 million years.
My plan is to
If
get
it
this
fails-
place solid and then forget about it.
Yeah. No, and it's like...
Did
it'll
you
just
say a
last.
million years?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I like that kind of timeline.
I mean, somebody cared about it, though. I mean, they, like, insulated the rim joist and the box sill.
Yeah.
People who don't care don't do that. Although, again, then they drilled a hole for the cable, and, like, you can clearly see outside.
Daylight through it. Yeah, I think
And that just causes mold, too. So, like when you insulate that and then you have the air rushing in, that box sill will rot.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, again, like, insulating the basement, replacing these windows, would do a lot to keep the moisture down.
And the gutter work, right? Like
Yeah.
there's that crack kind of follows along there.
The grade. Yeah.
And the floor has a decent amount of cracking on it too, but that I'm less worried about.
Yeah, it's not a scary basement. It looks
Yeah?
like a 1960s bungalow. Was that when this was built? Do you have any idea? Or?
I think, in my opinion, most of the work is outside.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, again, I don't have much to do, on the floor and a couple walls, but in the basement, depending.
Maybe some kitchen work.
Yeah. But maybe depend what do you want to do in the basement. We need to figure it out.
Probably mostly just making sure it doesn't leak anymore, but it's not
In the
like.
restroom, I think you need to do. Bedroom.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a look in a minute.
I'll take a look.
Thanks for coming and taking a look. I appreciate it. I'll call you later on today and talk a bit more. Okay.
Yeah, did you check the houses we make?
Not yet. I'll do that on the way home.
Okay. Yeah, we do like siding. This siding need to go.
This thing's got. We gotta cover it.
And all the fashion, all everything. I
Yeah.
walk around and.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Check those two houses I sent the address. We make the porch in front of the house. The 402, I think, West Park.
Yeah.
There's one in the back too. Maybe you go around and see from the back.
Yeah,
And
I
then
will.
siding. And that one we do everything inside.
Okay.
But we remove the walls, all the drywall, put all the cabinets, all the floor, restrooms and everything. But the other one we do only the siding and windows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
What'd you see out there? Anything scary?
Hey, sorry. No? Make me a list of things you want to do.
What's that?
Make a list.
Oh, I got it.
You want to do and I fill out.
Okay. Yep.
No, it's just, I mean, it is working, but again, it's like, it's rent, like, you could just, like, you're gonna want to do stuff about, this goes to that light, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, I would want to take this fixture off, put like a surface mounted conduit, something that a tenant couldn't like pull on it.
Yeah, and like electrocute themselves.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a little bit of like woodwork to make sure these close nicely and put some seals on them, paint them, and then we can even move the exterior if you want. I mean,
what's the deal with the garage as far as the lot lines?
well, I can tell you what.
Real estate,
I probably, if I own both, can do something more interesting.
Usually the lot line goes right in the middle of the two.
And then, so this is two lots.
2 lots. Yeah.
You would be. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna tell my brother what I think, but I have ideas.
This isn't that bad of shape compared to summer.
I haven't actually had a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
Summer makes meeting.
Hey, Tom.
It's nice and tall ceilings.
It's amazing how many of these have that footing around the outside,
That
and they're
starts
like
to,
collapsed.
yeah.
And yeah, you're right. This one is like not one of those. It's
It
like
has, but it has, well, here it has concrete blocks under, that really helps than just being on wet dirt.
yeah.
Oh, got you.
So it hasn't like failed in its. But people have done like this one can't really have a garage door because somebody braced it. But yeah, I mean it's definitely usable space.
No doubt. They're both parking their car in here.
Are they really?
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe not this side. Maybe not this side.
There was a car here yesterday,
Yeah.
the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
And so they're both leased. Is that or except
This one
for
is-
this one's moving out?
This one is leased, and they are an awesome couple that are both grad students, and they seem super cool. And they're like, we want to stay in here for 3 more years. So that's pretty awesome. And the house is in way better condition. I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can see, like, start looking around like this.
Yeah. Does that guy who was here do exteriors?
Yeah,
I mean, you have a lot of.
exterior work.
If you wanted to like say, hey, let's make some cash flow, certainly they have that, and that can be good. But I mean, if you wanted to like build long-term value with it, you have a lot of the like aesthetic and exterior stuff nobody cared about, but the houses don't suck.
Yeah.
So it's like they're an infrastructure for building something on it.
Yeah, I think 100% this roof has to go. I mean, I know this one has 2 layers of shingles. This one, until yesterday, that tree is probably still touching it, was touching it.
Yeah.
Like that, it was like just laying on the roof. So, and it just looks like it's probably past its prime. The flashing on the it's not actually a chimney stack. It's just
Oh yeah, it just kind of.
they kind of use some weird goop on it, and that's not great. So
Although the plaster walls and everything inside, they didn't look crazy. They didn't look like they were showing issues.
oh yeah, no. When we go
ceilings, too.
the ceilings, there's at least 5 water spots on the
Oh,
ceilings.
I didn't just kind of walk through the house. I didn't
Yeah.
look at anything, but
We'll have a look. But yeah, vinyl windows maybe. I don't know. Like these guys who were painting it just like gave up.
yeah. This stuff that's like cracking in rectangles, that's all lead paint.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So you just cover that with siding, right?
Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, most people would cover this in vinyl siding because it's super cheap.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But it's not long lasting and it blows off. I mean, if you do have to maintain vinyl siding. It might be like 5 years you're living free, but then you're gonna have to do stuff.
So, dude, check out this. If you look at, there's a pillar over there, just like sitting on a cinder block.
Oh yeah, I see it. Wonder what that's on. So somebody jacked up the porch to
Make it not. It was probably sagging the way.
what they do over here. I remember when somebody redid these porches though when I lived here. They did the same thing here.
Yeah. Check out the bow in that cross member.
Yeah.
That's a big span, right?
It is.
So what I was thinking was like, first of all, it has 2 layers of shingles, which doesn't
It's a
help.
candidate for like an engineered beam or something that's not made of wood.
Yeah, I was thinking off like put some support just coming off those the
Yeah.
banister.
So somebody, I remember I watched these people build these steps coming up.
Really?
Yeah, it was back when we all lived here.
Yeah.
Pretty new.
Let's take a quick.
I don't remember what they're. As long as they're sitting on something good, then you can. But if they're not, like, look at this one is also on some old footing and then like a paver or something.
Oh no, there's a poured something there.
But this one is not. This one is on one of those octagonal, like
Yeah.
Home Depot footings with a 4x4, and then they just put like an 8x8 skirt board around it.
So what does that tell you?
that like building on, it's only as good as what you're building on. So even if you build on this, you can't really carry the load of that unless you have a proper footing down there. You can feel where they did jack this up though, like it's way stronger in the middle than it is the corner.
Yeah. It's stronger than it is. Oh yeah, you're no shit. Yeah.
I think you feel that beam on your. Okay, so older windows.
Smells like Taco Bell in here.
Oh, what's the deal here?
Go check it out.
Oh, it has a walk-up attic.
Yeah, walk up out of to nothing.
Huh. Oh, somebody just blew insulation everywhere. It's not really. Well, you get a good look at the roof at least.
Yeah, there's a little bit of repair over on your left-hand side.
Right here, yeah.
Above the kitchen.
Yeah.
But let me see if the kitchen ceiling has anything on it. Yeah, there's some repairs to the ceiling here. And yeah, there's some. They had some water here. Colin?
Yeah.
No, there you go.
Dude, the floors don't feel terrible or anything.
No,
Yeah.
there's no soft spots.
What are they asking for these?
So I'll tell you that in a minute. But this bathroom, there's some work here, but
There's just a lot of floors here. Yeah, it's like a step to go up.
but yeah, like look here.
Mm-hmm.
They've had some water here.
Yeah.
They've had some water here. That's the chimney that goes up. They've had something here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a new roof is definitely in order.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to rent to kids with this going on.
Oh really?
Yeah, just because it's.
There's a baby here now.
This is like, they painted over like the lacquer, like it was this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't want to accept paint. See, it's just like a paint chip waiting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a sweet little bungalow though. I mean, even the little like trim around the top and everything.
Yeah. So
You're
there.
not buying, Jill.
You're thinking about it?
No, I mean her.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, no.
that's her thing. I mean, I think I might
Not
secretly
good,
be
not
bidding
good.
against her.
Yeah.
I've got too many.
So this one they want 115 for. The next one, which is this much better shape, I think, it has a couple water spots in the ceiling, but like better shape. Also want 115 for. And then on Prairie Street,
100.
100.
What number is it on Prairie?
I'm gonna say it's 1009 or 1109. How's that yours?
1009, let's see. It's the third one in from Avondale.
So
Okay.
we've got them on the hook for 315, although I may come a little lower. But we've got them on the hook for 315, although we don't have anything in yet, right? But they're holding off. They're waiting for us to look at these, right? So.
So they said that they would accept 315 is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So.
Unofficially. So
Well,
that's kind of 15 grand off this, which kind of gets to 100, which I originally wanted to go into 300. So it'd be like that I'm okay with it 115. That I'm okay with at 100. It's up on the hill. It's got a drier basement.
It's got a nice backyard.
It's a decent yard. Like the inside is kind of meh like this, but it's nothing like awful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this one, which is like the one that's got kind of some problems in the basement.
I wonder, so my thing would be figure out, get the rents and the rent roll and the leases.
The rent is pretty good. It's like I think probably they're all at about
You get-
$850.
Almost like the way it is, probably $950 a month
For this?
for this. But
And
if you
this
fix
one
it up,
is-
you can get more.
And what's the ones that are actually rented though? Do you know what the rents
I know
are?
the one in Prairie is only $775.
Yeah, and then this one's similar. It's like $850.
Eight something.
Yeah, so I think there's probably at least 100 more on each of them, but I'm quite happy to let them rent that for 3 years while I fix this up and then fix that up, and then they'll move out and I can fix that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like work through them. So I think
Well, so I think step one is always figure out the rents, plug them into a model, and then figure out what the taxes are, because you need to collect rent and pay property taxes.
Yeah.
If you're taking a loan, you need to make that payment, and then it's like whatever your other cash flow is, if you can use it for like plowback, like if you have funds left over that you can just let this renovation pay for itself while you sweat equity,
Yeah.
then it's great. I think that I don't know if I really know much about like single family home market. Probably not. Like if you have 32 of them, you definitely do. I only have one single family home, but the rent and I feel like there's like a 100 to 1 rent to value ratio, where if your house is worth $100,000, it might rent for $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So if this is 100,000, I would say getting 1,000 for it right now would be, maybe like it's probably what you said,
Maybe
probably
trickier,
900 or
I think if
950.
you just like fix up the kitchen.
Yeah. No, I mean the things that people care about are the kitchen. I mean, inside isn't too bad.
No.
The kitchen needs
Yes.
work, no
Nice
doubt.
floors, nice features. It's definitely.
But I've-
that's for sure value.
I've honestly been dying to have the opportunity to try doing some kitchen work, and this seems like a no-brainer. The cool thing is that over there they have a way better layout that I can just steal, so I don't have to even figure out the layout. They have a bigger fridge here, and then they have an L-shaped things, and then this isn't here, so you have easier access to the
back.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, especially if you're a person who has like skills and vision,
Yeah.
like you know how to work with your hands and you're an artist, so you have that part. Then
Yeah.
what's going on over here? Oh, this is like a thing that I don't understand.
Is that the oven
Oh,
plugged
that's
into
it
a
is, and it
110?
You need to move the outlet
Yeah.
probably to over here. I'd move it down where it's away from the water.
Yeah.
You've got a basement in your favor, so that can be roughed in. No trouble.
So in today's market, it is a little high. I think it's not like a screaming deal, but it's a nice entry into what we want to do. And I think I like this family. Like dude, our renter over there is just awesome. She's like beautifying the house. She's like doing
Cool.
gardening, and like she's the second tenant in a row who's been like that. So we have a knack for finding good tenants. So I'm all about trying to find like a cute tenant here that will just rent it forever.
Yeah.
And like just with my brother's whole thing is going to be like minimal investment. Like what's the minimum we can like put in to get it rented and start forgetting about it, right?
Well, and yeah, I mean that's the thing, but there's sometimes where you want to take advantage of the vacancy to save your future headaches.
No, yeah, we're
like sometimes doing the minimum is too expensive. Like you have to do the maximum because you can't afford to write these checks later when somebody's in there.
yeah.
So, but again, that's all judgment, and I mean, there's you win some, you lose some. You just try to win more than you lose, but.
So I was thinking this at like 80, 85, the other house that's 100 at 105, and then over here I'd go up to like 125 because it's a much nicer house.
And that one's rented for.
3 years.
But what was the rent?
It was only like $875.
Yeah, 850, 875.
Is it rented for 8 years or is it? No, I think the lease.
For 3, they just said they wanted it. They told me
want
they
to
wanted to
stay,
stay for
but
3 years.
he could still raise the rent.
Yeah. So you've probably got a lease that's up maybe this summer.
It's up July 31st.
So I wonder if they still need to re-sign then.
They do.
So, yeah, you could maybe do a longer term lease at some sort of a compromised thing, especially if you didn't want the vacancy on like 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah, no, and the other one's actually up for vacancy too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, they might be trying to. What's the story on the sellers? Does anybody know?
Older
So I've
gentleman.
only seen the guy around, but when I talked to Bart Gallivan, she said that she's only dealing with his wife. So.
Oh,
what
really?
that
So
means.
maybe he's out of the commission. He's out of commission, maybe.
They might be trying, I mean, I don't know, real estate is going up right now.
It's going up big time.
So it might be like, hey, look at all the value, let's
No,
sell.
we're
think these are actually really good prices for these
For what's
compared to what
going
I'm
on.
seeing right now everywhere.
We're-
And I'm raising all my rents a lot right now, like at least $100 on
Each. Yeah, well, inflation,
so,
right?
Yeah.
We're thinking we buy these before the Fed raises the interest rate, and we can get cheap money. And before them, we think that as you see inflation, and we're gonna go through this like post-COVID boom,
Yeah.
and property prices are about to go for a walk.
Well, they are now. I mean, they're up
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
Just a single, I mean, here. But yeah, and rates they kind of already went up, but they're kind of like flatter a little
Yeah.
bit, and maybe they came back down. They're
A
still
couple
really good.
like fractions of a point, right?
Yeah, and if you buy this same deal in a different scenario 2 years from now, I mean, yeah, you could be paying 4 or 5%, so
Yeah.
or more.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild to think that my parents bought houses with a 9% APR.
And that was
They were
good.
Stoked.
Single digits was like, yeah, we got below 12.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
All right. Hey, Giles. See ya.
See you, Giles.